Good evening, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 9:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, May 30th, 2021. This special is about the year-end predictions that I have on Nucypher. So before getting into that, just understand this isn't financial advice. The video is educational only. Twitter, subscribe below. Real quickly. Now, I just want to go, before we get into the predictions, I just want to run through a couple of things. Why did I get involved in Nucypher? Couple of reasons. Number one, there's a void in terms of understanding the foundational level infrastructure and kind of supporting of all of the builders out there from all the companies that will wind up at one day or one point in time integrating into a decentralized environment. I think as a result of all that, what we're going to wind up seeing is things like encryption and cybersecurity on the decentralized environment will start to grow. Because a lot of sensitive information is out there. I mean, everything from healthcare records to financial transactions, financial statements, anything that's anything related to a customer information, especially, that gets real sensitive. And we've seen plenty of exploits out there. So we have to understand that encryption is serious business and it is going to be in demand. Cybersecurity generally is in demand. And understanding what goes on under the covers and building out a foundational service like this is very, very difficult. You have to be real technical to get into the wizardry of that. So as I see it, I think that, just given the growth of this industry, which is going into the 20s of billions of dollars in 2027, I think it's probably more than that because the players that they profiled in that report were actually only a few. We're going to start to see a lot of these infrastructure plays on the crypto side my opinion, will take off. Now, there's plenty of verticals out there that will use Nucypher and other infrastructure type of cryptos out there that are servicing that can service these vertical players. What do I mean by vertical players? I'm talking like financial cryptos out there, such as Aave. You've got, which is kind of like a crypto bank, and then you've got other ones like Decentraland, which is like a video game system or a virtual world. So there's a million other ones out there, and so what we have to understand is, all right, what's the lowest common denominator? Well, the lowest common denominator is infrastructure, bar none. You need to have certain software out there to help you develop out and build out these vertical systems that need to work on a decentralized environment. So just want to point that out. The other big one is that they're very collaborative. Nucypher is very collaborative. They've been collaborating with Keep. I like the proposal. If you haven't looked at it, take a deeper look at it. I hear a lot of people not liking it. They think it's like, it's a scam. They're going to pull the rug under. Whatever, man. I appreciate that, and I appreciate that people are scared. And if it's not for you and you still feel nervous, you should not be putting any money in it. But at the same time, take another deeper look. Just looking at Twitter, from what they've sent out isn't good enough. Take a look at the Discord site that they've got. You could actually see them chatting up and clarifying what points that they've made. Very helpful stuff. Very helpful stuff. Anyway, why don't we get into where I think Nucypher is going, and let's run into that. Okay, so I have three different targets, or three different prices that I think we might hit. It's not one, it's somewhere between. It's range bound. You have to take a range bound view because nobody could take a dart and stick it and throw it, directly in the little red center of the spin wheel of the dartboard. So look, you've got a low, you've got a target, you got a high. What do I always say? I always say Nucypher US dollar is equal to the benchmark Bitcoin multiplied by the Nucypher strength to Bitcoin. So these were my three different levels that I think Bitcoin could hit. I'm sure it could hit 60. I think it will hit. I'm pretty certain it would hit. If I had an odds thing, I'd probably be 70% on this one at 80,000. And then on the high, 100,000. So 60, 80, 100. Let's take a look at the chart. Here's the chart. And here are the levels that we were just talking about. 60, 80, 100. Now, if you look at this line, I don't think that we're going to breach this line. I think we're going to bounce around a little, just like we did over here, and then rebound back up. And I think that will happen between now and the end of the year. Here's the end of the year, right here, December 30th, January 1st, right there. Okay, so if this line continues to go up, I think we stab that star right in the middle and we hit 80. Bang, feather in the cap. Or this line could bounce off this line and hit what? 100,000. And then maybe if it goes under, I have a feeling we'd wind up hitting this thing as this support would become resistance. And we'd be bouncing our head all year long up to 60. So that's how I think we're going to wind up. I think it'll definitely, I'm very certain about Bitcoin in my mind, but that's just how I am thinking about Bitcoin. Now, if we go back to this, so that's the 60, 80, 100. So what about the next part of the equation, which is the Nucypher strength of Bitcoin? Okay, so let's take a look at that. Flipping over. Okay, everyone saw the smile. This is the one I had this morning and yesterday night. And this is kind of the range-bound view I see of the Nucypher Bitcoin pair. So if you look here, I think 1,200 was considered my low, 1,450 was considered my medium, and 1,700 was my high. So 1,700 was really my high because I wound up chopping off all the wicks and cleaned it up. I don't have the view now, but I had to reformat the chart here. But it felt like 1,700 is like really kind of like at the high. It's slightly aspirational, but I think it could possibly be. And I think the reason why we might start seeing a really good rally in the Nucypher Bitcoin pair between now and the end of the year has to do a lot with the Keanu merger. Because again, I think they both complement each other. I think Keep has a great marketing capability that they can help provide to Nucypher, and Nucypher can help provide a lot of the technical wizardry. So I think they both are, set up for success in that regard. And I think as they really combine these networks and the anticipation of that will certainly start, lifting this relative strength of Nucypher to Bitcoin up. So I think 1,200 is easily achievable. And I think 1,450 is easily achievable as well. I think 1,450 would be my point based on the anticipation of the upgrade. I think this will definitely start making its merry way. A lot of people are saying, well, you're going to have inflation in T, which is their coin that that will be on the shared network. Look, let me tell you, I don't think that matters. I think they halted the inflation. These people do not want to bury this thing. They don't want to turn it into a complete shitcoin. I think they know what they want to do here. Like, there's no point for them to inflate because they know what the knock-on effect is on price. And as we've talked about on a prior episode, video, whatever we call it, we talked about the release schedule. We also talked about the inflation and how that works. And it can work against them. So I think they definitely are taking into consideration all factors, not just what's right for the stakers, but what's right for the overall community, which includes the investment community. Anyway, so that's kind of that. And now going back, as we can see, 1,200, 1,450. Okay, so for my final predictions here, going to the Nucypher US dollar chart, these are the three. I think 72 cents between now and the end of the year. It's about 3 times where we're at right now, or maybe a little, probably less than that, 2.5. And then you got 116 over here, which is about 350 to 400% bigger than where we are now, and then $1.70. These are where I think we could easily be, and I think that this line here at some point will become the line that we should be starting to trek back into again. I think this here has been happening a while. I think we start reversing out of this pattern over the next month or two, and then we can make our sharp ascent upward. That's my prediction. That's how I'm going with this, and I will save this, and we will be revisiting it once a month so everyone can see whether we're on course or not, and that's pretty much it. So we'll just run through one last thing, which is the markets. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I'll just put this back up. So 72 cents. I think it's going to be $1.16. That's my prediction, or on or about, or $1.70, which is on the high end of the predictive range. So let's go to the markets just so everyone is clear. Nucypher US dollar. We're actually in pretty good shape. Still in the range, nothing new there. Bitcoin still where we said we'd be. We actually had a couple of big hits up to 36,000. I think we're heading back up. I think by tomorrow morning we'll be 37, 38. With Asia coming online and people probably sitting in their houses trading Bitcoin. My guess, but hard to tell from day to day. But I have a feeling we're going to be starting to trek up to 40, 42 range. Starting tomorrow, we'll start seeing signs of life. Anyway, I'm out of here. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk soon.